Welcome, welcome. It's another Monday morning for me. I know it's still Sunday evening for many. Let's see. Once again, I'm trying to find myself. There we go. Hmm, there we go. I found myself. Yay! Hey Terry. Hey Steph. Looks like you found me before I found me. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to be working on some Christmas cards today. Um, to be honest, there may be 10,000 other things I should be working on. I've got a lot of family birthdays coming up this month. Um, Hi, Debbie and Frida. Hey, Gonzilia. I hope I said that correctly. um, yep, that's what I'm going to be doing today. But yeah, like I said, I have tons of birthdays coming up, so uh, I'm hoping to film some videos and do those quite soon as well. Um, I totally. Hey, Vale. Oh, good. Thank you. Um, yeah. So I still have a bit of a mess on my desk because I was already working on some cards for the World Card Making Day on Saturday. I did release an actual filmed video back then out of these ATC cards. These were for Pam's channel. Pam is the Ginger Cat Lady. I think everyone here right now knows her, but if somebody is watching a replay, Pam is at the Ginger Cat Lady. She will be here. Actually, she is here. Hey, Pam. Hey, Juju. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Jill. I think I'm all caught up. I hope so. I'm sorry if I missed anybody. But yeah, I made this, and in the video I mentioned that you could use an AT3 card as a card decoration. I happen to have a green colored Christmas card here. So I could make something like that, for example. Thank you, thank you. These were fun to make. And of course, it will stand up more if you use other colors. But the theme for these was monochrome, so that's why they are all green. They were fun to make. A little bit something different than what I usually do, so that's always a plus. But like I said, today I wanted to overwhelm myself by going through all my crafting supplies that I have for Christmas. Um, I have quite a few boxes, and it's a miracle, but still, every year I keep on buying more. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's just a card maker in me, I guess. And I have more coming up. Yes, you heard correctly. So right now I'm surrounded by cardboard boxes full of Christmassy crafting stuff. And I have no idea what is where, what they all include, even, or what's included in there. I have tons of. Let me show you if. Well, I'm not going to pick for more. But I have tons of packages like these. This is named. This came from B13 from their Maxi Creative Pad Cozy Winter, which is in red and green. I think there was another side that was more neutral colors, but this is the more traditional color palette for the most part. Of course, there are blues and so on. But that's what I just picked and saw in the in the box. But I have tons of those. Most of them probably aren't even named, so it's a mess. Anywho, these two cards I made for the International or World Card Making Day. Let me see if I can zoom you in just a little bit. Maybe like so. And yes, thank you, Pam. Thumbs up are very much appreciated, and they are what it takes for my channel to grow. Of course, comments always help. I'm really happy to see some lovely comments, but yeah. I made these two with simply the materials that I was flipping through when I was live with Pam on, I think it was Friday. I would like to say Friday. So these two pads. But I have a little bit more on hand right now. So I hope everyone had a lovely weekend. I would love to know how each one of you is doing. Please tell me in the chat. Hi, Han. Have I missed anybody? I will just take a little peek. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. People are saying they like the ATCs. Thanks, I appreciate that. Okay, all seems good. Anywho, I was also tangling on the World Card Making Day. This is just on Crick paper, but I was watching live from Biddy Penny's channel. She was on with Desiree at Included Thank You. She also has her own community in Podia, but she has quite an old YouTube channel. She has tons of material there. So she has also done tangling or Zentangle videos there. So, but it was fun. This was all just for fun, and it's really relaxing. So if you have never tried Zentangle before, I really recommend at Include a Thank You. And yes, like Pam is kindly pointing out, I do have my own printables, and I do have some Christmassy ones coming up. I am still working on the Christmas puppies kit here and there. I don't know why, but I guess because I have so many printables that I should be working on. I have so many cards that I should be making that my brain is just, and creative side is completely shutting down, which you can kind of see in these really simplistic cards right here. As I made these, I also made some simple, simpler options, or even simpler options for me. They just need some sort of a sentiment, maybe a few decorations, and I will call them done. I just took some more ornate papers and put those on. I am planning on selling some cards this year as well. You know, the Christmas cards. So I'm trying to make some relatively fast ones, as you won't be getting, or I won't be getting that much money out of those. Here are a few more pieces that I can be working on later on, but I'm not going to worry about that collection. I don't think so anyway. So I'll set those aside. I might still change my mind. I also took some really general colors that match the papers that I have chosen for today. So of course there's the traditional gold and silver. I also took the even more traditional red and green. I have some white picking up or picking out in here, and then I have some pink. We'll see what I'll be making with those. I'll set those aside too, so that I have more room to work. There we go. I have some satin ribbons, thin ones here. I come prepared. I have silver snowflake sequins, or I don't know what to call these. I have some gold and silver flatback pearls. I have some die cut snowflakes. I have it all. Well, I probably don't have it all, because once I start working on these, I will probably go somewhere around the lines, hey, I really need that for this. I also have a snowflake bunch because that's way faster than the dies that I have also with me. And I also brought in some embossing folders in case I want to use those. But I am a huge fan of snowflake dies. I have quite a collection. I couldn't find the collection, but these are the ones I had outside the actual die collection. So yeah. Oh Lord. And there were some sentiment dice too. But for today, I figured I would just pick two collections that are both pretty much unused, I think. This is like, I would call this traditional. It's a little bit on the whimsy side. This is from Guardabella. It's the Christmas cheer, really old, I think. Not sure which year this is from, but it's not new. I also have this, which is from Recollections. I think they have had many names since then. I think they call themselves Craftsmith these days. Not sure, maybe. Um, but yeah, this is more like modern tones, pink and uh, teal for the most part, I believe. So, which one does the audience want? Hey, Di, welcome, welcome. Stop shooting on yourself. Thank you. Yes, I should stop shooting on myself. That is really, really true. So, do we want traditional or do we want pink? Pink or traditional? For the record, Pam, that only counts as one vote, or counts as one vote. But looks like we are getting tons of votes for the pink. So that's the one we are going to use. I don't think the traditional one ever stood a chance. It looks kind of gloomy on my camera. It might be different on my newer phone. I hope it's different for you. Let's just open this. That's always a good place to start. Ugh. Okay, Hen was trying to save the traditional one, but I see 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 votes for the pink one. So that's what it's going to, at least we're going to start with this. Who knows where we will end up in. Only thing about this paperpad that I'm not happy with is that I'm going to have to get my bigger trimmer, at least to start with. So there's that. But let's try to somehow, let me lift my lights just a little bit so that I can actually maybe even flip. This is kind of soft for my taste. I think, well, I guess it could be good for embossing, although it's quite a thin paper. I'm going to take one of these snowflake ones out. This is gorgeous paper. I love this style. Foiled pink, white snowflakes. What's not to love? I kind of like this pattern too, but it's a little bit on, I don't know what side. Okay, I'll take this. I'm not sure how I'll be able to use this because, as you can see, it's sideways, of course, but I don't know. things like these are hard to use in cards. I guess technically you could cut this in pieces, and I'm not sure if it would look too bad even. I think that would work as a card background. Can you even see it? Probably not, especially because it's sideways, but there's just some white pine needles running across this little panel here, and then we have a few Christmas baubles hanging from it, so that would actually work. This is one of the rare occasions where I feel like it would be okay to use a big pattern like this on a card. I have my card bases unfolded. I ran out over the weekend and I forgot to do more. But yeah, I have 2 papers by now. They are all very shimmery, so I think I will take one of these. People are saying hi to each other. That's always kind. Before we go forward, I would like to do a little disclaimer. I have my own sense of humor. I am no means ever, just please trust me on this one, I'm not trying to be offensive towards anyone. I have been going through some rough times here in the past 2 years. I haven't been able to, wow, that's really shiny. I haven't been able to work. I haven't been able to do much of anything at times, or during many times I'm not even able to craft. I'm not really enjoying crafting these days even. I just do it anyway because I feel like it would be good therapy. So I'm trying my best to keep laughing at things and laughing at life, basically. Sometimes I say things that, or laugh at things that somebody else might find offensive, and I don't mean to offend anyone. I will just repeat that. It's not my intention. And I'm sorry if I do so. Please know it was not intentional. So there's that. I'm ripping quite a few pages out of this because it's a gorgeous pad and I really want to use it. And I know once I have ripped these out, I have officially started using it. And now I have no, what are those called? Like excuses not to use it. Here are some great pieces for the inside of the card. You don't have to do any decoration on these. You can just cut it out and glue it inside a 6x6 card. Maybe you might have to do it or make it a little bit smaller, but you know, still easy. I know it's sideways and I'm sorry about that, but my desk is quite limited. That one too. And once again, this is an older collection, but Recollections / craftsmith / I can't even remember all the names, was or probably comes up with new collections for every season. So, ooh, I like this page. There are some tags, there are cutter parts. Lovely, lovely. I'm definitely going to use those as decorations. And now we are back to pages I need to rip out. That was weird. Like there was usually in these batch I'm used to having the background pages first and then we get to the fuzzy cut part, but obviously there was an exception this time around. Okay, fine. I will take another snowflake one because I can. There were only a few pages that I did not take out, like the really shiny one. Shiny, shiny, shiny. I don't think I said it. I'm going to be making A6 size cards. that is really, really close to American Standard A2. Come on, where did I put my ruler? There it is. Let me fold one of these and tell you how much, because I think A2 card base is 5.5 by 4.25, right? I think so. I think so. So this is 4 1/8, so just a tiny bit smaller or thinner by 5 and almost 7/8. So a little bit thinner, but a little bit taller. There we go. But it's almost the same. Night, Steph. Sleep well. Oh yeah, pink is definitely a fun color. I love it for Christmas for some reason. I know it's not everybody's style, and I will be making all sorts of different cards this Christmas as well. But let's start with the pink. I'm trying to divide my pages. Like here, sorry, we have a page that way. Now it's the right way up. This has quite a big pattern here. And for this, I can do the exact same thing that I did earlier on the really simplistic basis that I showed you. So I can just cut this, put it on a matting layer, and add a sentiment, maybe a few snowflakes or flatback pearls or whatever. So that's not something I'm probably going to be working on today, although it has a lovely simple top here, and this is by no means wasted. This is great for like reed cards, where you just put a big cluster on the center, maybe do some paste through a stencil or something like that. Then we have a few busier patterns. I will put these aside as well. I count this as really busy as well, and this is so and so. I think it could go either way, but let's see. So basically all the snowflakes are going to their own pile. I'm not sure with these two though. I think I will put these on the busier side. There we go. Now, this side has a lot of really fresh, bright colors. So I think I will pick just 2 out of this more calm side. I think these 2 would be great backgrounds. Maybe even this one too, just to have some variety. Let's see. Yes, 4.25 by 5.5. Yep. That's the A2. So it's really not that different. Then these are quite muted, really pretty. I love these, but I feel like these are somewhere between being a great background and being the center of the attention. So by that I mean they would do great with some sort of hold on, I think I had some here. Sorry for all the wrinkling. I will just take something out, hopefully real quick. These would be, again, great with something more neutral, like a snowflake reed. If you prop this up, it would come out from the background quite nicely. But once again, because I'm not going to make that sort of cards today, I don't think anyway, I think I'm going to make some cards with gutter parts. I'm going to set these two aside. Now, let's see what we have. I really love this paper. Once again, it's maybe a little bit between being the center of the attention and being the background, so I could actually do both on those. Decisions. I think I will leave this out. I have more pink and teal in here, so this would be great. I'm not saying that, but I'm trying to stick onto a more neutral color palette for now. I don't want to cut these all because that would take a long time, so that's why I'm trying to evaluate and leave some out. Here, the shine is just incredible. I love these foiled bases. I don't have a foiling machine or any type of foiling things like that, but I think these are just fabulous. Yes, this green one with the mini trees, it's awesome. I think I'll go with the snowflakes because that's my personal favorite. So that's plenty of paper. We will have issues to, or with using even small portion of it. There we go. I will put these two aside. I will be using these, so I'm not going to put them far, but because I'm going to go to the cutting part. Now, with my layers, I think most people here are American, but we also have some Europeans here, so let's do it on both measurements. When I cut my first matting layer that comes on top of the card base, I make it about quarter of an inch smaller than this card base on both sides. So a quarter of an inch shorter and a quarter of an inch smaller on that side. And then same for the pattern paper. In centimeters, it's about half a centimeter smaller on both sides. So that's how I usually do. And then for the actual pattern paper part, I make that again about, oops, I'm trying to think while I'm talking and it's not going too well. Well, about half a centimeter or a quarter of an inch smaller than my matting layer. There we go. It wasn't that hard, or at least it shouldn't be. I think what I will do, I will use this simply to cut some slivers off. I think I'll make all my cards, yes, portrait today, but I'm not trusting the centimeter measurements on this one, so I'll just use a pencil and make some marks before I cut. It's not smart, it takes more time, but because this is a Tim Holtz product, it was designed probably in inches rather than in centimeters, and I feel like even the inch measurements don't always add up. So I'll just do some markings on the papers. I'm not sure if I'm correctly on screen here. I hope I am. But yeah, my card base is about 14.8 centimeters, so I'm going to cut these a centimeter smaller because I'm going to add one layer between, so 13.8. So I'm just, and from that I can always cut smaller pieces, but I will just cut some slivers. That way I will have not only more space on my desk, but also I can work with my smaller trimmer, and I much prefer that. So there we go. Let's see. Now I'm making all the markings, and the next step will be finding them, because that's sometimes a struggle. So I'm just finding the correct length on all these. Let's see what's going on in here. That question is for Di. Barbecue on the beach. That sounds nice. Yes, Australian Christmas looks probably very much different than ours does. I don't think I don't know where I put it, but I had a great kit for Australian Christmas. Here I just saw a back, but I don't know where I put it. It's called Tropical Tidings, I think. No, Christmas Tidings. I don't know. Seasons Tidings. I'm pretty sure it's Tidings, but it could be something else too. Anywho, it's from Petals and Parchment, and it has tons of tropical elements. Emus. There's a Santa wearing shorts. It's just super fun kit. Beach houses with Christmas lights on them. It's fun. So even for the papers that I'm planning to use as background papers, I'm doing the same measuring. And now let's get to cutting, like finally. So let's see there. I have huge trust issues when it comes to paper trimmers. I'm pretty sure that's quite common among the crafters. I feel like I don't get them straight, like ever. See you later, Di. Enjoy the dinner. Going out for dinner is almost so much more fun than actually cooking it. I mean, of course, it depends who you ask, but that's what I think. Okay, there's that. I know this first part hasn't been too much fun to watch, but I hope I will actually be able to finish some cards during this live. During this live. Yeah, definitely during this live. Because we all know I'm not going to be able to take all this material into the next one. That's funny. Even, well, almost every time when I try to type live, like thanks for the live or something like that, I almost always first type live. Thanks for the live. Okay, I think I have about 3 more. We are almost done. I do love the guillotine trimmer because I feel like these do or get sharper results than the ones with different sorts of blades. I hope that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like I'm not quite able to line up the paper like I should be. Like it feels too fiddly on the top today. Well, that's just one of the reasons why I do not like this trimmer. Oh yeah, Pam is not allowed to go yet. She's the moderator. Poor Pam. No, the reason, or one of the reasons why I do the Monday morning lives is that at least once a week, our Pam here, the ginger cat lady, gets a chance to sleep in. Or go to sleep early, I mean. I'm not making much sense, am I? I'll just go ahead and cut a few pieces out of this paper as well. I'm trying to see if it's lined up. I'm not sure at all. I'm so going to have to go and fix all these. It's a struggle. I can't see a thing. No. Is it lined up? Is it lined up? I don't know. Your guess is good as mine, and you can't even see the top part, so that probably says something, right? Because I can't see the top part either. There we go, just a few more. I think I'll take the trees, thank you. There we go. I had a fun weekend, at least. You know, I saved, sorry for the clinking noise, I'm just pressing down on the whatever this is called to see if I'm even close to being lined up. The finger protector or the... Come on. Why am I losing the words today? The plastic thing that you use to press down the paper before you cut. I think that's about it. There we go. That's enough. I still have plenty left. And then we have the cut apart. I think I will just slice these up in the center because I feel like the thinner trimmer, smaller guillotine will be better for this as well. I don't want to mess these up. There we go. Okay, we are done with this big boy. Let's see. Did anyone here take part in the hi KS for you? Mm. Okay, I will call you a Nomi. Is there any specific? Oh yeah, you're Julie. I think I have a horrible name memory. Ask anyone. um, that's why I would prefer not use somebody's name than use the wrong name. So yeah, even the people I know here. Oops, that was my scoreboard crashing. You're just jealous because you know we're not going to use you today. Anyway, anywho, I will just cut a few pieces at 9.5 because my card base is 10.5 centimeters. So again, 1 centimeter smaller to create some bases or card fronts. So in inches, if I was measuring that way, I would make these half an inch smaller than my card base. And same was height wise. Just making a bunch at once. I do have very much an accent. I'm actually from Finland. I was born and raised here, so that's why my English is a little bit broken sometimes. Finglish. Probably. This probably could hen. That's why. Yeah, hen definitely. That's the thing I hesitate a lot. That's why I think it's nice when people actually have their names written on their YouTube nicknames, like I have mine. Because I'm Salla / cards head everywhere. There we go. Now we have our fronts, and there's still plenty left. If you would like to, you could even use pieces like this as bases. You would just have to fold them. I think this would actually be wide enough to make even a gatefold card. Of course, they are a little bit shorter than regular cards would be, but that's not a big deal. I think I'm going to just pick a side, but I like them all. I'll take a few of the snowflakes. I'm not going to cut these all. I think that would be painful to watch. Let's see. See, this is much easier. I love this smaller trimmer, and this is what I used mostly. That's one of the reasons why I prefer to buy my cardstock in A4 size rather than buying it in 12 by 12, although that's available for me as well. The sad thing is that it's much easier to find Sorry, I'm just thinking because I don't think this is going to go too well because I can't line the top up too well, and here at the bottom I have silver going across both of the pieces, so it's hard to line up. Not too bad, but could have done better too. And I have no idea what I was on about before that. But yeah, it's much easier to find textured cardstock in 12 by 12, but I hate taking out the big trimmer. I don't like it at all. It's maybe I'm just used to this, but I feel like it's easier for me to handle or control this big one, I mean this smaller one. There we go. I'll just set these aside. I really wanted the trees and the skate. So I couldn't help myself. I had to take the piece that I already put out once. Okay. Let's see what's... Can I say anything Finnish that is different than American things? Oh, well, it's always such... I don't know why it's so different, but when somebody asks me to speak Finnish, I never know what to say. Well, I guess I could... Oh, a snowflake. That's lumihiutale in Finnish. And a bow is rusetti. Which is, I guess, similar to rosé or rosette. And the skates, ice skates, are luistimet. And a Christmas tree would be joulukuusi. So there you go. That's some Finnish. But if there's anything specific you would like to know, please let me know and I will translate it. Let's see. Chuju is saying, she just says, I fixing to do something. Well, phone is puhelin, or, well, if we are talking about cell phones, it can also be kännykkä. Although I think that, I don't know. And bathroom would be kylpyhuone, which actually translates the exact same. Kylpy, bath, huone, room. Kylpyhuone. See, I should have named this the stream by Learn Finnish while we craft. And a poinsettia is joulutähti, which is a Christmas star, directly translated. I'll just do the rest of these. Yes, telephone is more like puhelin, although we use that word for like a cell phone too, but I think kännykkä covers that more. But like the touch screen mobile phones, I think those are officially kosketusnäyttöpuhelin. So yeah. But I know I would say probably most people in the world have never even heard anything in Finnish unless you've traveled here. There's less than 6 million of Finnish people, although I know there are some immigrants who went to US, for example, a long time ago, like about 2 or 3 generations back. So in the beginning of last century. So yeah, there might be some. I mean, I know there's some place names in Upper Peninsula in Michigan, I think. Well, near the Canadian border that are still very much in Finnish, like Nisula. I think that's in the American way that would probably be pronounced as Nisula or something like that, but yeah, in Finnish it would be Nisula. I read about it a while back just because I was curious. And there was even a Finnish university up there all the way until, I don't know, I think it closed like 2 years ago because they were having problems with the funding. So, but there was. Oh yeah, Juju, until certain point, I'm sure it sounds lovely, but it can be really rough in many ways too. Maybe I just speak it really nicely. Oh Lord. I will just try to find or more like locate my phone. No. Bone folder. Not phone folder. Bone folder. Come on, little guy. Where are you hiding? Why would you go hiding on me? That's not so nice. Okay, I will just borrow one from my tiny scoring board so that I can misplace that too. Watch me make sure I put it back. Because I do need to score some bases here. If you are mass making anything, like I should be making or mass making my daughter's birthday invitations instead of making Christmas cards here, it's always good to do things in phases like I have done here. First I cut the papers, then I score these. I'm probably going to need some matting layers, by the way, too. I should not have stopped trimming yet, but I will just score a few bases here. I'm not sure how many we're going to use. I'll just score a few. There we go. Well, that's quite a list. Julie is saying she can fluently speak redneck, sarcasm, and ghetto. Or ghetto. I can only fluently speak Finnish and English, and both of them are quite questionable at times. I also, I would say I understand some Swedish. I should speak Swedish because we learn it for 3 years in regular school, like elementary school, and after that, it's always a part of whatever we study. It's in high school, we have Swedish, or vocational school, you have your own field's vocabulary. But still, the fact is that so many people in Finland don't speak Swedish, even though it's our second official language even. So basically, people should get service when they go to a bank or insurance company or any sort of official place like that in Swedish or Finnish. But the reality is that most customer service workers, like me when I was working in the hotel, if I used to have Swedish customers, they were perfectly fine with speaking English. So there we go. Although I didn't have that many of those who are Finnish and speak Swedish as their first language. I've heard in some places those people are quite unwilling to speak English instead of Swedish, but I'm not sure what the reality for that is. Okay, I've got, I think, 13 or 14 bases. We're not going to make that many. And I will put this back where it belongs. There we go. I think, sorry, for the matting layers, I'm going to need at least pink and silver. So let's take a few of those. I think 4 of each should be plenty. Once again, I'm not going to make that many, but even though I should be super efficient whenever I'm working with something in a live, I think it's good to prep everything for later on, because it would just take me twice as long to take the papers back out and do all that the next time I wanted to work with this. And like I said, I am wanting to sell some Christmas cards this year. So yeah, I'm trying to be efficient about that as well. Not just lives. Now I'm making it, this is the matting layer, so it will be 1/2 centimeter, which is about 1/4 inch smaller than my base. And that also means it's going to be 1/2 centimeter or 1/4 inch bigger than the pattern paper that I'm using. So there we go. Then let's cut this too. Well, sorry, there's a frog in my throat, obviously. I am. How do you say kiss me? Anna Soukko. Yes, that's how you say it. Sorry, Terry, it took me a while. But yes, Anna Soukko. And for anyone watching a replay, I'm not asking the viewers to give me a kiss. I'm only asking for some thumbs up. But Terry said her husband is going to bed. So she wanted to know how to say give me a kiss in Finnish. So I was replying to that. Disclaimer. Wow, this is some sturdy cardstock. My poor guillotine was not up for that. And I'm sorry if it's shaky. Trying to be fast here. Now 2 more pieces and we are done. See you soon, Teddy. Hey, Lori. Welcome, welcome. I'm still in the prepping stage. I've been prepping for a bit. I'm making some pink Christmas cards today. Okay. Phew, that was a lot of cutting. But yeah, now we have these bases for 8 cards. So the idea is this. I will take a matting layer and then I will match it up with a pattern paper. But I'm not going to glue it down yet because paper saving tip, you can always die cut pretty much anything from the background. I wouldn't cut too much because it's possible that your pattern paper will kind of sink in. That's the reason why many people don't want to do that with flimsy papers. However, this is not too flimsy. It's, I don't know what the weight is, but I think it's maybe around 200 GSM. Sorry, no clue what that is in US model. And I lost the paper pad. I have no clue where it went. There it is. No, it doesn't say it in the cover. I don't think so anyway. Anywho, it's not too thin, so I would get away with it. So definitely great place to, if you want to cut like a circle on or for the front of your card, or if you want to add a sentiment to the card, this is your time. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to need some sentiments, although I have some here already, because sometimes when I watch TV, I do some fussy cutting. So, but I think this might be a different silver, although I'm not sure if that matters. I have some in, this is Valkea Joulua, which is White Christmas. Let me take a sip of water, see if that helps. Bye, Juju. Good night. Yeah, it's good to shut the ADHD brain off sometimes. I agree. There we go. I am hydrated somewhat anyway. There's still a frog climbing in my throat, so sorry if I have to clear it here and there. I think that's just a common issue that we all have sometimes when we are working with papers. The sentiment might be a little bit too big for what we have in mind today. Like if I would put that on this snowflake, it would completely cover it up. That's not ideal. It would work on the tags though, at least some of them, but I feel like the silver gets lost a bit. does it work on any of these? Well, not that one, because that says Valkea Joulua, which is White Christmas. And then there's Let It Snow. Well, it works, but it's a bit doubling. And there, I don't want to hide the trees, so this isn't it. Hence, I will have to do some die cutting. Yay! And you all get to watch. How nice. I'm not going to take the die cutting machine up here, though. I don't think. I have two more. This says Joulurauha, Peaceful Christmas, or Peace for Christmas, however you want to put it. But directly translated, it would be Christmas bees. Bees with a C, not bees with an S. Like black-eyed peas. I know some people have those for New Year, I think. Hi, Angie. Bye, Angie. Sleep well. I can't believe it. I feel famous in other places than Uzbekistan right now, because Chuchu just made nightly body break appearance on my channel. I'm so honored. Why am I cutting these off from the silver now that I already kind of figured out the silver won't work? That's a mystery. I should probably, by the way, get some turquoise or light blue. I don't think I have any turquoise. Or do I? Hold on. Hold on. Hold the press. I just got some new packages. And this is... No. It's near, but not quite. I don't know. I'm just double guessing everything by now, aren't I? How about this? How about this? No, too bright. Those were on sale. That's my reasoning, and I'm sticking to it. So pink it is. I will just get a few of the sentiments. Now I just have to really figure out how I get out of here, because like I said, I'm surrounded by Christmas themed cardboard boxes. Yay, I made it. I still have some extra bits and pieces left from the last time I was cutting. So there we go. That's the first one almost done. Let's see if it went through. Sometimes with intricate pieces like these, it can be... Yeah, it did. Awesome. So let's take the dice out. Hey, come on. I've heard there are some ways to help these come off, like putting something on the die or between the die and the paper. But yeah, of course I'm not doing any of that. How easy would it be? But no, I'll just it helps to get them out slowly. It really does. I'm trying to leave some sort of a space between the sentiments that I cut out. That's to make the base a little bit, or the layer a little bit more sturdy, although there are pieces missing. And it should also help to avoid the sinking later on. Come on. I think I put them in the wrong way because for some reason, let's see, no, yeah. It's easier to put these inside this shorter side first, because if you don't, it probably won't cut all the way through. This one did, so I think I'll just take that out. And this is only when you are using 2 sentiments. Or did it? Not sure if it did after all. Yeah, it did. No? Come on. How dare you? How very dare you, like Pam always says. There we go. Come on. Come on. There we go. Now I can put this in whatever way I want to, but... Okay. That was a lot of cranking. So the reason why I think it's better to put the short side down is that if I have 2 dies next to each other, somehow the first one affects the second one. I don't know. I'm not engineer or anything like that, so I don't know the technical stuff behind all that, but that's just something I've noticed. Come on. Come on. There we go. Tiny, tiny little pieces. So, Christmas bees. Twice as much Christmas bees. And then we have joulutervehdys, which is Christmas hellos. Or Christmas greetings, I guess I should say. Christmas greetings. These are new dies from a Finnish company. If somebody from Finland is watching and wondering, they're from Crafty, which is a brand that a shop called Decorette does. So if you are in Finland, decorette.fi is where you can get these, and probably many other crafty places as well. There we go. I will look up in a bit, but I'm just trying to get these fiddly pieces out first. Now I'm getting some of the shadowing, like when you put these through, I don't know how many you have cutting machines. I know Lori does, but I'm not sure how many others do. Oh, good night, Concilia. Sorry I couldn't really get anything done before you guys had to go. I'm getting there eventually, I hope. But when you put this through your die cutting machine a couple of times, especially then, you might have some of these hairy bits in here. Not on my hand, on the die cut. So yeah, that's also some of the things I'm kind of trying to poke out. But usually if you just put it through the machine once, which I actually rarely do, it's just a habit. Plus, the way my die cutting machine is positioned, um, I can't really get the blade out from the back side, so I gonna have to roll it back in the front. I'm just going to put these there, or actually, no. I'm afraid I will lose these because they are such delicate little dice. So probably if I'm smart, it's good to put them back into their own holders or packagings. There we go. Which is the fiddly part. There we go. I really wish the packaging was different. Well, I guess I could always move these into a mini grip type of package. I think it would make sense. The reason why it's fiddly is because I have already a die cut in there on both of these that I just saved from my last crafty session. And not only for that reason, but I mean because it was left over, but because that way, this is kind of hard to read. It does say the name on the back, but I just want to have the actual die cut version in there, so I can instantly tell how big it is, what it looks like, to make it easier to figure out if it would be good for my card. These are long sentiments. They're not too tiny, so they will go across the whole card. Come on, don't be a bully. Go in there. There we go. I'll set these aside. I'm not going to use them anymore. If I will make more than 4 cards, I will just simply, come on. I will leave them without a sentiment and add one later. It's not a big deal. I think I should have some laser cut foil stickers somewhere around here too. Yes, bubble wrap would work between the die and the paper. What else? Some use like sandwich paper or something like that. Let's see what else I'm missing. One of the ones in the first pack would have worked. Yeah, I had the green and the red, but I don't think they would have been great bigs because there are not really any greens. Well, there in some of these, but these are really pale and light colors, so that's why I wanted to continue on the same line. Okay, now these two are definitely good to use because they have been taken advantage of. So let's just pick a few pieces here. That one was one of my favorites, so I think that'll do. But do I want to use this like that, or do I want to take... This is kind of gray. Sorry. I don't know if I actually like that. I think it would look much better on silver. Yep. There we go. So now we have kind of 3 bases. No, I don't have any sentiments in silver, but I'm trying to remind myself. We don't really need any right now. I can always get more. And it's not a catastrophe if I don't take advantage of each little piece here. Do I want that or do I want this? I think this would be really gorgeous. Silver foiling and silver background. Yep. Let's use those. And I will put these aside for a bit. Let's see how much we can get done. Okay, let's start with this one because that was, once again, a favorite. I feel like I need to do some inking, but of course I did not prepare. Sorry, I had to reach really far. No, oops, I don't have any pink ink here. That is a problem. Hold on, I will just real quickly check if I have a pink here. I do. Great. That's really, well, it's not bad as the big raspberry would be, but Kitsched Flamingo will probably do quite well with that color palette, I would say. But then I need, come on, why is everything fighting me today? It must be my lovely personality. Huh. I have some pinks here, but I don't know which one has been used for what. I'll just use that one. Actually, that is in better condition, so let's use that. I'll just try to pile these up a little bit before I put them back because some of these were really fighting me back when I was getting it out. So now it's all nice and even. I think Sandy is not here. I don't think I've seen her. I hope I did not offend her earlier. Hopefully not. Because once again, I just thought that was funny. I did not mean anything bad by it. There we go. Then let's take that. This is a nice pink ink. I love it. I'll just do some inking around the edges. I don't really want, I could take a blending brush and go in, but I want to define the paper rather than change the color or anything like that. So now I'll just do the same for the matting layer. I'm not sure if I asked already, but did anyone do anything for the World Card Making Day? I know Lori did actually a live that I didn't have a chance to watch yet because I'm trying, well, especially this Sunday, because I spent pretty much the whole Saturday watching lives or filming videos or whatever. Just spent a lot of time on my phone. So on Sunday I kind of tried to cover for that and have some family time, although I was modding on a live in the evening. But no. There we go. And now I'm gluing this on my table because I wasn't paying attention that there is something missing here. But that's not a big deal with dies like this. But if I would have like a circle or something cut out from here, then I would just apply the glue on the sides, and then I would go to my matting layer and apply the glue around the pieces that are missing. Let's do that here. So I know I can put the matting layers on here already, because even if I would choose to add some ribbon or something like that, I would most definitely there we go. I'm just putting some on the sides here, leaving the center open, and then I will squiggle lines here. And no, I have no clue what I was saying before. So here I'm covering the center, probably going closer to the pieces that I have cut out so that it's stable. And oops. How about that inking? Goodness gracious, lady. I'll try to ink this fast. It's a good thing that I don't have any glue on the center so that I can actually hold it right. And now let's put it on before the glue dries completely. Oops. There we go. And now there's no risk of me gluing this on my desk. Excuse me, you are card makers, both of you. You just make journal cards. Anything I do here can be used as a journal card. I just put it on a page. You wouldn't put it on a page. I just put a different sentiment. You might put just a word. There we go. We are all card makers. I'm churning people. I really am. Let's see. I wonder how far this goes. Not too far. So it's probably not a good idea to cut pieces out from this, because I really hate wasting. Mirror cardstock is not cheap, in case somebody didn't know. I'll just go with the pink on this one too. Will it look a little bit odd? It would, wouldn't it? Maybe I just don't do any inking. I know not everyone likes the inking. Anywho, so it's probably better to leave some without it. I think some non-crafters, when they see inking, might be like, why is the side of that card stock that discolored or something like that? Like, what went wrong there? But yeah. Yeah, absolutely. World Card Making Day should include any crafting. Yeah. But I think any paper crafter is a card maker of sorts. I mean, if it's not journal cards, it could be, well, artist trading cards, anything like that. So there's so many options. I'm just going to glue this down as well. But for this, I think I need some well, of course, if you do some 3D art or something like that, you might not. I'm using oxide, so it's making these foiled parts a little bit cloudy, but I can wipe it off later, so not a big deal. What was I saying before that? Yeah, if you're making like 3D art, you might not need cards for your projects, but I feel like the layouts, they can be used many ways, like for the examples that I already mentioned, or scrapbooking layouts, or junk journal pages. Like, you might think, I like how she used that rectangle with that circle, so I'm just going to make a full page out of it. Same goes with card sketches. You can always use those for journals. So they are not separate worlds like people often think. Not to me anyway. I just started making journals because there's only so many cards I can make outside the season. And by season, I basically mean Christmas, because that's when I'm selling Christmas cards and so on. Now let's reverse this and ink this one, because I forgot to do the sides after I forgot to ink the center. I was able to save that somehow. I like that the lid is kind of tight on this one, because often the lids on these are just really flimsy. I mean, you can't shake this off, which is nice for a change. There we go. Just a little bit ink. Now, let's put it back there. What shall we do with you, young lady? Well, I don't know what its gender is, but it is a lady now. Would this be cute? Maybe not. It gets lost a little bit. I think it needs to be something a little bit shorter. That's too cloudy to my taste anyway. Meh. I don't think I have a strip that's going to make me happy. Meh. That's the universal nah. Now let's see what else I have here. Ouch. Let's take these scrappies back. I'll just put these aside and stick with these. The ones that I've already cut into. I could make a small panel, but I'm not sure if that's the right way to go. That would be nice. I don't want to cover too much of the background, because these, I can't remember what these are called. It's like, you know, the bottle cleaners. I don't know. I don't want to cover too much. So let's see what we have here. And we have more trees. That would be so cute. Then I could take one of these and put them on a white mat and lay them here. I would be covering quite a bit of the background, but I feel happier about that part if I know this one is coming here, because that's more. Although a darker one would look nice as well. Maybe that one won't do because it's too close to the background, so let's forget all these ones that have a turquoise background. How about that? No, I don't like that. It's either this, nah, Nah. One of these two. Do we want more trees or do we want the skate? Tree or skate? Take a big trees. These are really skewed. Everyone is saying trees. Yes, we want the trees. Now, I want a matting layer for this, so I'm going to have to take more cardstock, and I'll go with the pink, but I'm going to need some white for that part. And I have a card base here. I can use it because I had a little boo-boo with it earlier. I don't know where it got scraped, but it did. So at least I know it's the same exact white. Let's see. It doesn't have to go further than my matting layer, which is a bit smaller than my base. So I will cut it the same width than my matting layer was. Now you can see that from the other side, so I can still use that. Yay! I think it was about 3/4 of an inch that I need for this sentiment. Let's see. Yep. A little bit less is okay. I'm trying to make it as small as I can so that I don't have to cover the background. Now, wish me well. It's not easy to cut a small sliver like this with the guillotine. I really... Did I do it? Yay! It worked! It worked! Look at me, Mom! There we go. Now, this one will be here. Now, this is looking a bit odd to my eye because it's not the same white, but it will be okay once I get it on the matting layer, I think. I hope. I really hope so. And now I'm taking the trimmer back in. Now this is... I'm going to make it 6 centimeters. Where do I have... Yeah, there. I'm just going to cut the smallest sliver off so that it's 6 centimeters wide, and then I'm going to make it 6 centimeters tall. There we go. Actually, it pretty much was 6 centimeters tall. It wasn't quite a square. That would have not been. And this one I'm making again 1/2 centimeter bigger than my embellishment. And yeah, if I would not have measured that on both sides, it would have been a horrible horrible thing to notice later on. Like, it's not square. No, that's not fun when you already have glue on it. Especially if the other side is a tiny bit longer. I'll cut 2 because I know I have 2 with red or pink. Actually, let's make it 3. I have more bases. There we go. Once again, prepping for more than I need right now to save some time. So now we're going to have that. Then we are going to have this. And it's pretty much following the same pattern than my earlier things did. But do I want to make this shorter? I think I do. Okay, another question. I have lots of questions today. Do we want this white strip to go across let's try that again. Across the whole thing, or do we want to make it shorter to match the sentiment? I guess I could also wrap some ribbon around it, but I don't think that would work too well. So, shorter, wider, like this, or like this. I kind of like it all across the right place, like it is. I think that's good too. I will take a sip of water and see what people say. I like it how it is, but it's people's choice. And that's been happening a lot today. First with the pink theme, and now with the longer strip. Well, your time will come, my friend. Hopefully. I will just add some really light inking on this sentiment. It's quite flimsy, so it's not easy to do. But just to add some interest. There we go. And then I will also, I hope this is not too dark. Let me get some ink out. There we go. I just wiped it on my paper bag. There we go. Because I don't want it to be too dark. Now there we go. Let's do the same on this. Do we want concave corners on this, or do we want to leave it as a square? Yeah, Pam, I noticed that too. Oh goodness. So square or concave corners? And well, not necessarily. I think it can be regional as well. So there's the option of doing this, cutting like a quarter of a circle out. If nobody says anything, then I will just leave it square. I'll leave it square. I will leave it square. There we go. Okay. Oh, there's ink everywhere. I'll just start by gluing that. Then, hey, we are getting there. I have been on for almost 2 hours and we almost have one card done. Hey, how about that? Oh, goodness. And Pam was thinking she was being inefficient earlier, or inefficient. Good lordy. I had a little bit of inking boo-boo on my background here, so I'll put that on the bottom because I feel like it's harder to detect that way. It probably doesn't make any difference and everyone will see it anyway, but yeah. Yeah, I did a lot of prep, and that's the thing. It took me a long time to prep all this. But once it's done, the cards will be easier to put together, especially if I and everyone else here can make up their minds, which is always a bit of a question. Yes. Oh, poor Lori. I hang out in Lori's lives quite often, almost every morning from Monday to Friday, unless I have something really important that makes me miss it. Um, and that is, oops, come on, don't don't do that. No, okay. Christmas greetings is down, but not quite straight. There we go. Not straight. The Y is hanging over. It's probably asking why. Ha ha ha. But that's okay. Oops. It's mainly hanging out to the strip. I think I will glue this one down completely, and then I will prop this up with some foam squares. Where are they? There they are. I thought I brought some in. Yeah, Hen did vote for trees, but yeah. The Lori I mentioned before is from Lori's Little Bit of Crafting. She is a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and if anyone here is on the Stampin' Up market, I know they're in the United States and Canada, but I think Japan, Ireland, France, um, Germany, the Netherlands, I think at least those countries. They have a crazy signing up bonus. So if you become a Stampin' Up demonstrator during this month, which is October, I think. PEG, sure, it's October. But then again, I've been sure before. um, they offer, I think it was like 100 and I don't, it was well over $100 worth of products for less than $40, and you get to pick the products. And yes, you become a demonstrator, but you can also be a kidnapper, like Lori calls them, which means you can just enjoy the bonus, signing up bonus, and then do nothing. Then after 3 months, you're just not a demonstrator anymore if you haven't spent $300 during that quarter. But yeah, it's really great bonus. I would do it, but I can't because I don't live in the United States or other areas where they do business. So obviously I get left out. Well, it's probably for the best because I'm already overwhelmed with the things I have here. Once again, I'm pressing these down really hard, and then I'll be peeling this off like nobody's business because that way it's faster. If they're not pressed down properly, you will struggle with them coming off the background, so it won't be as easy. Now let's see where we want to put this. I think I will kind of center it between the sentiment strip and the sides. I mean, there we go. I hope that's straight. People often say, your eyes will tell you when it's straight. My eyes won't. That's probably why I have glasses. There we go. Let's see. But yeah, if you don't know any Stampin' Up! Demonstrators and you would just want to take advantage of the bonus, Lori is perfectly fine with kidnappers. Kari from Lori's Little Bit of Crafting on YouTube, or I think she has a Stampin' Up! Website too, but I can't remember how it goes. There we go. And if you don't want to sign up, if you just need some Stampin' Up! Products, you can't go wrong with going through Lori. Thank you, Jill. I'm glad you like it. Now, was it worth the time I spent on it? Probably not if you don't appreciate the prep time, but there we go. I'm digging out some snowflakes, just a few different ones. I think that one, just, you know, the smaller ones. Come on. I love the snowflake die that I had up a little bit earlier. I can show it again because I really, really love it. This die itself, it's supposed to make like, I don't know, a shaker window or something like that. But I just use it to get a bunch of snowflake at once. It's great for that purpose, so that's awesome. Right, it's from crafty dies. It's called Small Snowflakes. And I'm sorry if you can hear some talking on the back. My partner is home because he is currently studying from home. Where's my poke tool? There it is, hidden under the papers. Whoever did that? But yeah, he is having a phone call, it seems. So that's where the noise is coming from. So noisy, so very noisy. Okay, I think I want to add some snowflakes. I think they would be cute. I could also add some blackback pearls, so I think I will put one next to the sentiment, but I don't know if I want to put it down here. No, I want it on top, just overlapping the strip a little bit. I could ink these up too, but I like them as kind of like pale white elements. There we go. Over there. Yeah, I began by saying I don't want to cover the background too much because it's so pretty, and then I went on and covered the background like almost completely. I think it would be nice to have some silver details on this thing. So let's see. Just there we go. Now I want it up just a little bit. Let's see if the glue will let me do so. There we go. I have these here, but they're quite big. So let's see if we can make these work. I kind of see them on the snowflakes. I just need 3. Give me 3. 1, 2, 4. Of course. Okay. I think I like them on the snowflake. I'm testing it on the smallest one, and if it's okay there, it's probably going to be okay on the other ones too. Yep. Maybe a bit too small even that for that one, but it's okay. No one is going to probably criticize the size of my jewels. Like, how dare you put that small, tiny one on there? I don't think, like, if I would send this to somebody, I don't think anyone would pay attention to it. Anywho, there we go. And that's the first card finished. The next one should be faster, I hope. Should be. Should be in the keyword. But here it is. It shines. There's some little flakes of silver on the trees. Not sure if you can see them or not. I sure can't see them on my phone or old phone over there that I'm using for comments, but I hope you can see it on your screen. It's pretty. Okay, that's the first one done. I will set it aside to dry so that I don't damage it. Now let's go to the second one. Where are the prepared ones? Well, here they are. Why do I always keep hiding things from myself? So the next one, let's take that one. Or no. Like, let's take that one. That is a pale one, and I think it's screaming for some help. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, thank you. Okay, now this is maybe just, well, of course I have it the wrong way up, I think. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? I don't know, that's too pale for this one. I think this one might be nice. Okay, it would have to be either a horizontal one, or we have to make the card a horizontal one and put it that way. I think this way we would actually see something. Something from it. So I kind of like that. I could even put it like that so that the silver is showing from the back. I also have the trees, but I really don't want to use the trees in two parts. But that's so pretty. I want to use it, but I can't. I don't know. And then I have these bows. I think that would be nice too. Let's play with the fussy cuts here, or decorations, because I think that's a whole lot shiny. I don't know. I think I will have to fussy cut the bubble out. I don't like it. That's too much. Like, good grief. Let's see. That's quite nice, but it gets lost with the bows a little bit unless I put it like this. I don't know. There's the skate. That's too much pink on pink. I think this one might actually work the best. Maybe. Or maybe the lighter one. Let's see. So many options. So many options. Ooh, I like that one. Maybe I'll just go with that. There we go. There's also this. Let's see how this would look like. I could put a matting layer behind it so that it doesn't get lost in the background. Decisions, decisions. How about this? No, I think I like this one more. But I also think I'm going to put this in the center, like so. I think that looks nice. And I will have to center the bows as well. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's make a card. And yes, hello, Lori. Welcome, welcome. Yes, tea, please. Okay, I kind of want to get all frugal here. And okay, this might go sideways. Let's see. Let's see. This way I would have material for more than just 2 cards. If I do it like this, let's see. Let's see. Because I'm thinking if I glue that there and that there and put this on the top, no one will ever know that there is a gap. Although I don't know if the bows are quite centered on the pattern. I don't think so. Let's see. No, that one is just wider. Let's make them the same size. Then they will be. Oh, nice, Pam. You have been really working hard while I've been slacking. So there we go. That's the plan. I'm thinking I want a pink border for those 2. So let's get cutting. This is about 1 inch. Yep. Just around the inch. Somewhere in there. So I will make, that would be 1 inch. It's a little bit over 2.5 centimeters. So I will make this just a little bit over 3. If I was measuring in inches, I would make it 1/4 inch bigger. This will also help me to line up the 2 small pieces that I just got out from the paper. And this one needs to be the same size as my pattern paper layer, which is 1 centimeter or 1/2 inch smaller than my base. So about the same size as my pattern paper layer. Okay, that's cool. Now I will just take some ink up the piece here. There we go. Does anyone know, because I'm not quite sure if Biddy mentioned this on her Saturday live. I know most people were probably following the other hub here, but I'm not sure if Biddy is going to be on today. That just crossed my mind because sometimes she is on Mondays. Just hold on a second. Riku,
Joo.
mihin aikaan sä ajattelit lounasta?
Mä ajattelin nyt ruveta tekemään.
Okei. No
Ei
mä...
ne kauaa tuossa ole tuo nopea ruokaa.
Voitko sä tehdä mulle kanssa, jos mä tuun hetken päästä syömään?
Nä?
Voitko tehdä mulle kanssa, jos mä tuun hetken päästä syömään? Mulla on siis live vielä käynnissä, kyllä tove voi laittaa kiinni, mutta... Kiitos. I was asking him when he was planning on making lunch because he bought some materials or ingredients from the shop earlier today, and I figured this is around his regular lunchtime, so I was just asking what's the timetable here. And then I asked if he can prepare some for me as well, because I know he wouldn't want to disturb me between the live. And then he was leaving the door open, but I was just telling him, hey, I actually am still in the middle of the live, so if you don't mind, you can close it. I need a background layer for that too. So let's take my little box of random bits and pieces in specialty cardstock. There we go. I think that will be big enough. So, hi Jennifer, and hey Jonna. I think I went somewhere between Finnish and English version there. Because we also have the name Jonna here, but we pronounced it as Jonna, so that's because I'm weird. Okay, so once again, this is around 6, but I will have to make it just a wee bit smaller to make it actual 6. There we go. Let's see if it's 6 now. Yep, it is just about. I'm trying to make it centered, so that's why I'm cutting some off from both sides rather than just cutting from one side. But for that one, I think I don't know what's going on in the kitchen. Oh, right. No. Almost forgot. I think I will put together one more card after this, and then I will have to go and get some lunch. But let's see. I need one that's 6.5 inches, so about, or 6.5 centimeters, which is half a centimeter bigger than this one. That's my usual matting layer. Okay. Now, because the way I did this, sorry, I have scraps all over my desk by now. Because of the way I cut it, I now have a long strip of this left. I can do the same on another card, and then I have one left that I can possibly fussy cut out and use as a decoration. I don't know. But I think it's a good way to save up some paper, because I mean I have a lot of paper. I need to get rid of some, but I still want to be kind of frugal, because it's a huge pack of paper and there are only 2 sheets of these different strips. Yeah. No, my voice is starting to completely fail me. I will soon take a sip of water, hoping it will save something. Just trying to see if this is centered. Not quite sure. Well, once again, it's a handmade card. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. now we need to glue these together, and yeah, I'm not going to do any inking on this. Oops, that was my stomach. It is also informing me that, hey, it's lunchtime. Have you noticed? There we go. Put that up there. Oops, now I have glue all over my matting layer. That's not good. I will wipe it off once it's, or before it dries, because once it's dry, there isn't much I can do about it. I do have one of those glue erasers coming up though, so I'm hoping that will save some of my boo-boos. Let's see. Oh, really? I've seen people that are kind of like Jonah, but it often has an H between the O and the first N. Oh, hi, Flo. Is Flo here? Yay, hi. See, now she speaks Finnish because she is not a performing monkey. Yes, exactly. Outside my online, goodness sake, online live, or live actually in this part. I do speak Finnish. Although I actually quite honestly enjoy speaking English. I don't mind it at all. I think I'll just, because this is a bit tricky, I'm at a spot where I have something bulky in the middle of my piece here that I'm propping up, which can be a bit of a problem. But I think I will just take a few pieces of cardstock. Let's see how many I need. I think at least one. I'll just make it a little bit shorter so that it doesn't show through. Was that enough? Quite. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I think one layer is enough. It might sink in just a bit, but it's not too bad, so enough to keep things leveled. Oh, you feisty woman. I just love Flo. Flo brings joy everywhere she goes. Unless unless you piss her off. Well, I don't think I've ever seen anyone piss Flo off, so that probably just happens in the real world. I'm not sure if it happens there either. Who knows? Maybe Flo is just always such a ray of sunshine. She's the best. One of the best. Let's see. I'm pretty close on hitting 900 subbies on my channel. So if you have anyone who you think might accidentally enjoy this level of craziness, please let them know I exist. I would really appreciate the support. There we go. That's level. Now we just have to put it on our card base, and there's no sentiment on this one, and I don't think I will add one. I will add some bling because that never hurts. There we go. I haven't used any ribbon yet. Maybe I need to make one of the tags into a card so that I can use some ribbon so that I didn't dig them up for nothing. Oh, that would be horrible. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I like this one. This is probably like the closest one when it comes to my style. Come on, where did that thing fly? I found the one flatback pearl that was extra from the previous card, but then it flew off. It went flying and it was never to be seen again until the next time I saw it. Okay, 3, 1, 2, come on, 3, yay! I'm not going to take any extra. Oh, it landed straight on the card. That's where the little bugger went. I found it. I think I'll embellish some of the snowflakes that I have on the background. So once again, I'm putting gems on the snowflakes because I think that's cute. Yes, I need one more. Thank you. I need one more because I need to make it uneven amount. Come on. You know your hands are gluey when these things just stick to your fingers. Come on. There we go. Get in there. That's your new home. Oh, enjoy. Don't mind me as I talk to my flatback girls here. Okay. Hi, Anne-Marit. Welcome, welcome. Okay, here is the second card. What do we like? I really like this one. It's simple and it's quite easy to put together, but it's also effective because there's a lot of sparkle and a lot of shine, which I'm sure you can't see at all. I'm trying to tilt it towards the light a little bit so that shows more, but I like it. Thank you, Terry. Okay, mä tuun kohta. Mene hetki. I will make one more card. Ooh, let's be fast. I don't want to lose my head because my lovely partner made us some food and I need to go eat soon. Now, where's the shiny one? Here. Yep. I'll just fussy cut that out real quickly. Come on, not too quickly. I want it to be nice. The reason why I'm doing this, for those that are now coming in or something, I didn't like the shiny background. There was just way too much of it. I could have, now that I'm thinking about it, hindsight, right? I could have left a little silver border as I'm fussy cutting it. That would have been cool, but... And now it's totally going to get lost on the background, and I'm sure I will end up cutting it up again after gluing it on some silver cardstock. There we go. I think this is too long for this card. The sentiment that I had prepared, and I don't think I have any smaller ones here on hand. Let me just check real quick. Yeah, I think this is like, well, I don't know. Could we make this work? So and so. I think I want to prop this one up, so I think I will leave the sentiment out, but just see it with your own eyes. There is a sentiment here. Look into your soul, see it. So I will figure something out, maybe add a little banner with a stamped image or something like that. But oh, this would have looked so nice with silver on it. Do I need to cut it out again? No, I'll just learn from my mistakes. Put or leave some silver on yours. Now I'm going to do something I don't usually do, and I'm going to take my crocodile. I'm also going to take an eyelet, and I'm going to punch a hole. Fur in the hole. Now let's see if that's centered. I hope so. Let's put that in. Then I will have to go and check this side. I want to do this. There we go. That was easy. It was easy. Usually I struggle a lot with that. Now, I think it would be nice here, but it would cover the trees, and I want to leave some room for the sentiment, so I'm just going to first ink this to make it maybe stand out a little bit more. I have the Kitsch Flamingo here. Hi Elsa, welcome, welcome. Glad you joined me. This is sadly going to be my last card for today. See, I was trying to live like Benjamin Button or something, or backgrounds, backwards. But yeah. There we go. I'll just put it there. Then I want some sort of a ribbon for this, and I'm thinking pink. But I think this is too much. Yeah, I want a white one. This is Finnish brand that I'm using here, but they have satin ribbon like this everywhere, I'm sure. How much do I need? I think that's plenty. If it's not, we can always take new piece. I will just put the pin inside my glue bottle real fast. My desk is a mess, but that's a sign of a good time, right? Yes, please, spam, share your channel. So I assume that Elsa is also from Norway, is that correct? Oh, thanks, Flo. I'm not using my headset today. I'm using my phone. I just figured it doesn't really, I haven't noticed much of a difference between my phone mic and the headset, so I figured I would just make it more comfortable for myself, I guess. Did I? Oh. Come on. Mä tuun ihan just, oota pieni hetki. Mä teen viimeistä korttia. My partner is come before the food gets cold. Yeah, I will. Just hold on a bit. I'm making the last card. Give me a second. Because I couldn't leave here without making the third one. I took so much time to prep all this material. Everyone who knows who was here in the beginning knows. Why do I struggle with this so much? Well, anyone who has ever tied a bow on a video or especially in a live, you know how it goes. Okay, that's cute. I will prop it up and make the other side a little bit shorter, I think. No? Maybe. I should have probably burnt the sides too. Oh my goodness, I will try one more time. I will take the loop off and I will just tie the ribbon on here. I'm sorry. I know it shouldn't be this hard, but it is. It really is. Now it's all tied up. Oh goodness. How? How did I get through life this long? If I can't even tie a bow. Goodness gracious. Come on. Okay. Shoot. Watch me struggle. Yes, and welcome your friends to come and watch me struggle as well. That's so funny. Okay. Let's blame the tack. The tack is evil. Now, there we go. That one a little bit shorter. Now I'll just prop this up real quickly before I go and fill my stomach with some food. In other words, before I go to eat lunch. It's a bit flimsy, the tack I mean, for a tack that is being propped up, that is. So that's why I'm using extra amount of these foam squares. But there we go. Let's put one in the center as well. I'll just press these down real well. That way it's, as you can see, much easier to get them off. Because I've seen people struggle with these a lot, but I just flick them off with my finger here, or nail, more like it. There we go. That's it. And like I said, there will be a sentiment here later on, but I don't know what it is or what it's going to say. But I do know that I'm still having troubles with this darn bow here. I can't win. This is a battle that I was never able to win. I'm going to put some glue behind it. And then that sound you hear, we are not getting any Russian bombing machines here or anything like that. That's just a test they do every Monday, or first Monday of the month, I think, at the same time. So that's what it was about. Oops, no. Goodness, there's glue everywhere. Good thing I have that glue eraser coming up, right? Okay, well, that's the struggle done. I think the card was worth it, and I'll just add a few more bits and pieces of fun little flashback pearls. Yeah. I'm not as bad as Biddy. That bow was just being my worst enemy. Now I will look at the actual comments. I have been looking at them. Yes, the ginger cat lady is Pam. I saw the mic comment. Oh, you're learning a lot from me. I'm so happy. I'm glad. It's a dinky bow. It doesn't have to be perfect. Yes, it has to be perfect. It's a handmade bow. It's a handmade card, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but the bow has to be perfect. The bow is fine. Okay, fine. I will. That's a lot of glue. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Everything is fine. I'm following the snowflakes more or less again. Well, I put the third one somewhere else, but there we go. I just wanted to bring your eye to the tiny, tiny bauble on the back to let it shine. Let it shine a little bit. Blast, there is no person on this earth who could read comments while they are tying a bow. Or at least they would have to retie the bow, but then again, I had to retie the bow anyway. Okay, let's put this up here. Let's put it on the back. Hey, Donna. Welcome from Australia. You are, to my knowledge, I might be missing some, but to my knowledge, the second person from Australia. I have a lovely die from the Messy Palette AU. That's her YouTube channel here. And now we have Donna. Awesome. Thank you. Welcome. I hope you stick around. Okay. Opening side should be fine. These are all side folding bases, so and it should be opening from the right side. Like I said, now probably 3 times already, there will be a sentiment on this card, but I will have to dig through my Christmas stash, which is right now in cardboard boxes all over my craft room, to find a small enough one that fits in here. Maybe I'll cut an oval and put a sentiment on it or something like that. There is some glue residue there. Ignore it. I will get rid of it somehow, somewhere. So, but that's the third card. And before. Oh, yes, Jill is from Australia. Yes. Yes, we have 3 Australians here. I'm bad with names and I'm also bad with locations, so my apologies. Okay, I made 2 of those. I'll show these 2 up a little bit too. 2 portrait cards and 1 horizontal one. But that's the whole trio. Thanks for joining me today, and I will once again be up next Monday at the same time. I hope you will be joining me then as well. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe. I will hopefully get more card making videos up this week, but I'm also a chunk journaler, so who knows what will be here on my channel. Nobody knows. I don't know. Let's see. Yes, I've been in Lori's lives. That is correct. That is very correct. I go there pretty much every day from Monday to Friday. Okay, fine. Flo is telling me to go eat. I will. Okay, so Pam is going back up, right? Ah, that's nice. There we go. I just pinned it. Follow the link to Pam's channel. And yes, please, thumbs up. You can follow the link on the top of the chat for Pam's channel if you want to see some chunk channel preciousness. And thank you. I appreciate you all. I will see you next week, and now let's go hang out at Pam's while I eat lunch. Bye, everyone.